my first night jump. So this jump was crazy. On this jump, things went kind of nuts a little bit. So everything went well as far as, getting geared up, getting your parachute, your reserve, your gear. See, in this night jump, we had our gear on too. We had our, did we have our rifle on this one? I think we had all our gear except for our rifle, as a matter of fact, on this. Yeah, that's what it was. We had all the gear except for the rifle. So whatever night jump that was, where we had all the gear except for the rifle. So everything goes well as far as, getting loaded up on, your gear loaded up, get loaded up on the plane, taking off, headed to the jump zone. Everything's going peachy motherfucking cream. You know what I'm saying? It's time to jump. We get up, follow the jump master's commands. Boom, we make the jump. Boom, I make a successful jump. I'm floating like an angel. Like I told y'all, I'm floating in the air. It's nighttime, though. It's a whole nother look now to the world. It looks, like I said, it looks like the Google map. Now it looks like the nighttime Google map. You know what I'm saying? So I'm floating. Everything seems like it's peachy keen, right? So as I started to descend, I noticed that I was coming down toward a creek. You know what I'm saying? In this drop zone that we jumped in, there was a creek that kind of ran through. You could easily float over there and land in the creek. It wouldn't be hard to do whatsoever. So I'm coming down, and I noticed that it's looking like I'm finna land in this fucking creek. And this is a creek with water and the whole shebang, right? It's probably gators in there. It's probably ain't no telling what's in this motherfucking creek. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it is probably more than likely some gators. This was a super wooded area, creek area, super piney, in the middle of nowhere. So I'm almost definite it was some crazy wildlife in that motherfucker, right? So I'm coming down to the creek. It's nighttime, and I'm thinking, okay, this ain't gonna be shit. I'm gonna land this motherfucker in this creek. And it can't be that deep, so I ain't even worried about it. I know it ain't that deep. It don't look that deep. So I'm going to land in there, get my gear, and just come out of there. Worst case scenario, I'm going to be wet, right? So as I get closer, splash, hit the water. Boom. The water is not even up to my waist. It's probably almost up to my waist. It's probably right before my waist. So I land in the water. Boom. I'm grabbing all my gear. No, rewind that. Before I could grab all my gear. Okay, now, there's 2 straps on your chute, on your parachute, and they're around right close to your shoulders. What these straps do, each strap releases one of the main ropes or whatever. It releases the main one. And what this does is, if your parachute still has air pulling it, it can just pull you across the ground or pull you with it. So when you come down, what you're taught to do once you land is to release one of those straps so you don't get pulled across the ground, right? So I land in the creek. Boosh. I'm standing up. Before I could stand all the way up, guess what happened? The wind caught my parachute was still coming down. When I was in the water, I hadn't got myself together all the way, and my parachute hadn't settled all the way down already before some air could catch it. So some air caught it, and guess what? Started pulling me through the fucking water. Yep, I'm fucking parasurfing on my back. So I'm on my goddamn back. The parachute is pulling me through the creek. The water ain't that deep. The water is only right below my waist, maybe 3 feet tops. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 3 feet. You know what I'm saying? So the parachute, it's caught a nice. This ain't no bullshit catch. It done caught that motherfucker for real. It's pulling that motherfucker, and I'm being dragged along. I'm dragging through the fucking creek. I'm going under the water. Blue, 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 blue. I'm coming back up. Blue, 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 blue. Because it's actually pulling me through the fucking water. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. And the whole time, I'm trying to release the strap on the side. I'm trying to release the release so that it releases my chute. And, so it won't catch air and it start pulling me through the water. But I can't it's hard for me to do because I'm trying to get my shit together because I'm steady trying to hold my breath. I'm going under the water. I'm hitting shit, trees and different shit. I'm like, damn, I hope this motherfucker don't pull me over where some alligators at or all kind of shit that I'm going through my mind. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get this damn strap off and I can't get it off. And this parachute is steady pulling me through this fucking creek. You know what I'm saying? So I fucking finally get the shit off, get my shit together, get all my gear. You know, the parachute, it released, landed in the water. It was hard getting all my gear together because I had to get all that shit out of the water. And that shit was super heavy now that it's wet. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get all your gear and you got to run with it. So now I got all this gear and I got to run back to the bleachers with it. But that's what happened on my first night jump. I fucking landed in a creek and my parachute caught wind and pulled me through the goddamn creek. Pulled me a nice, I'm going to guesstimate, say probably a good 30, 40 feet. You know what I'm saying? Pulled me a nice little ways before I could get the damn thing off. You know what I'm saying? And them parachutes are relentless because think it'll pull you across the ground like that. So just imagine in the water where you got less restriction, that motherfucker was really pulling my ass through that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple cuts where, you know, a couple limbs and, you know, little short limbs that were in the creek or whatever kind of rubbed across me while it was pulling me through there. I was cut up a little bit and shit. But I didn't get hurt for real though. That's about it. I was just cut up a little bit from like the twigs and all that was rubbing across me or whatever. But that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was wild, motherfucker though. But that was my first night jump. It was fun. Airborne school was fun as hell. Don't get it twisted. It was hard as fuck. You know what I'm saying? All the different shit we had to do was tough. But it was fun in these motherfuckers. That's probably one of the funnest things I ever did in my life. And it's not, Airborne school is not skydiving. Skydiving and jump school is two totally different things. It's a whole nother school, a whole nother military school for skydiving. It's called Halo. Halo is skydiving in the military. So yeah, so I'll come back and I'll tell you about the last jump. This is Mighty Media. I'm out.